Wondering how concealable the most advanced armor can be? Let's explore together how you can obtain and perfectly fit the most discreet armor available today, the Hyper-Concealable Level 3A vest from Safe Life Defense. This top tier Level 3A vest is designed for top level maximum concealment. It uses cutting edge material science to ensure that it is virtually undetectable under clothing. The vest features a 12-point adjustable system that accommodates any body type. Made in the US, this carrier keeps a low profile without restricting your movement. The internal Hyperline armor utilizes a technology called memory seal. This ensures that the armor stays nice and tight to you throughout all your movements, so the armor remains concealed no matter what you're doing. But in order to capitalize on all this technology, you have to make sure you get the right fit. Safe Life Defense makes ordering the right size extremely easy and risk-free. Simply use their Find My Size tool on the website. You just put in your height and weight and it'll give you the right size vest. Now you have the right size vest, let's go through all the steps to get your vest fitting properly. When you get a brand new vest, it's important to remember the internal Hyperline armor utilizes a technology called memory seal. In order for the memory seal to really kick in, you're gonna have to wear it for a couple hours. That'll make sure that all the lines and corners of the vest will mold to you, giving you the most concealability. First, we're gonna throw on the vest. We're gonna start by removing the straps on one side. So here we're gonna do the shoulder, side straps. Then you start from the bottom, kind of want to line it up, and then you grab the shoulder one right over there. It should be tight enough to hug your body all the way around, but loose enough to not restrict your breathing. The first adjustment we're going to want to make is the front panel. We're going to want to make sure that the top of the vest sits right below the top of our sternum here. It's right around here. And you're going to want to make sure that the bottom of the vest sits right above your belly button. As you can see here, this is a pretty good fit. This is a good way to make sure you're covering all your vitals. Second thing you're going to look for is your side coverage. You want to make sure that you have as much side coverage as possible. You don't want too big of a gap and you don't want too much overlap. Something like this is okay. If you have a lot of gap, then you can go a size up. If you have too much overlap, then you can go a size down. If you have the front panel covering exactly where it needs to be and you've got good side coverage, then you're good to go. Now we're just going to be conducting two different tests to make sure that the armor is going to perform at its best. The first test is a sit test. This test is very simple. You're going to need a chair or something to sit on. In this case, we have a stool. You're just gonna sit up on the chair and make sure that the armor doesn't get pushed up into your neck. If this vest was too large, you're gonna find that your belt or your pants are gonna push the armor up into your neck due to me sitting. Now, in my case, obviously this vest fits perfectly. We have it sitting right where we need to, and it's not being affected by me sitting. For our second test, obviously we have our concealability test. We're gonna be throwing a t-shirt over this. Now, a t-shirt is the worst case scenario when it comes to concealing your armor because it's thin and it will print. However, if there's any armor out there that can be concealed under a t-shirt, this is it. So I'm gonna be putting on a t-shirt and purposefully showing you guys a couple issues that you may come across. I'll show you how to fix them so you can get the maximum concealability out of your hyper-concealable armor. So for this, we're gonna be going with the classic Safe Life Defense t-shirt. It's very thin and it's more athletically sized, so it's a little tighter normally. So here's the armor concealed under a t-shirt. But as you can see, for a brand new vest, it's already shaping to me pretty well, and you could get away with concealing this under a t-shirt. Now this is the worst case scenario. If you have it under a flannel or something with a pattern, you're gonna get away with it a lot better. In this case, we don't have the armor printing on the belly, but I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like when it does. This means that you have the panel too low and not tight enough. So we're gonna go ahead and move this panel up and tighten the bottom straps on the vest. And we're gonna make sure that that vest is sitting up right above the belly button. This will make sure that the armor stays nice and flat to your torso. And as you can see there, you shouldn't have any problem concealing it there. Another issue you may have is if it's printing on top here. So if the armor is pushed up too high, you'll see that it'll print on the shoulders. Now, in order to fix this, it's very simple. You're just gonna wanna bring that panel down. One way to do it is by simply grabbing the bottom of the vest and pulling it down on you and making sure that it's sitting right above your belly button and below the top notch on your sternum, and that should eliminate those straps being there. This same issue can happen on your back, and it's the same solution. We're just gonna bring that back panel down. Grab a hold of it and bring it down. That should get rid of the printing on the top of the vest. Now, making these adjustments is pretty self-explanatory. You basically just want to keep the panel on your mid-torso as much as possible and tighten where needed. If you're having printing on the top, just tighten the shoulders. If you're having printing on the sides, tighten the sides. This is really the basics on how to conceal your armor. Luckily, with the 12 points of adjustment, you can make all kinds of adjustments to make sure that the armor is not printing. If you're having a hard time doing this while it's on you, you can remove the vest and simply make the adjustments with it not on you. Now that you've seen it concealed under a t-shirt, I'm gonna put on a couple other common articles of clothing to show you what that looks like. Here we're gonna go with your standard flannel, nothing too fancy, not too thick. Obviously with something like this, no one would ever know you have armor. And the cool thing about it is that memory seal really starts to kick in, it starts to really morph to you, and the armor will move with you. So even while you're in action, you won't see that armor getting baggy, shifting, and giving away the fact that you're wearing armor. It's gonna conceal perfectly. Let's go ahead and try something else on. Here we're gonna go with a uniform shirt that we had laying around. Obviously the concealability is great, and this is a tight uniform shirt, not my size. You'd wanna tuck it in and everything, but super concealable and super comfortable. So that's pretty much it. If you follow the steps in this video, you should now have the most concealable 3A vest on the planet. If you have any more questions or concerns, that's no problem at all. Safe Life Defense has a dedicated fit team that you can reach out to via phone or email to make sure you have everything figured out so you can have a perfect fit. Enjoy having the most concealable armor on the planet. That's it for this one. Thank you for watching.